Okay, so what are we making here?
We're making pumpkin rye bread. It's a quick bread, and it's got a cinnamon sugar topping. We're doing 2 loaves, so we're doubling the recipe.
Gotcha.
I've put 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour in here because you're going to do your dry stuff separately. We're going to do 2 cups of rye flour. So
That's what that is?
Mm-hmm. There's 1 cup.
Is that Amish rye flour?
This is from the Amish, yes. And we've made this already once. It's
delicious.
Yeah, it's so good. Okay, so that's my 2 cups of rye flour. We need a 1/4 teaspoon of cloves. Why don't you show them that recipe real good so if they want to make it, like give them a close-up where they have time to copy it down. We need a teaspoon of ginger, ground ginger. We need, it calls for nutmeg, and if you like nutmeg or whatever, you can use it. I don't have it, so we're not gonna have it in ours.
No nutmeg?
No nutmeg. We need 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. My teaspoon won't fit into the jar, so I'm having to use a half teaspoon. There's also a cinnamon sugar topping that goes on this before you bake it. Okay, and we need 3 teaspoons of baking powder. One, 2, 3. We need 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda. That's all our dry ingredients, and we're going to whisk that together.
Is that what they call the dry ingredients?
That's your dry ingredients, that's right. But we want to get it all mixed together to where you don't have just a big blob of baking soda or a big blob of cinnamon. Okay, let's set it aside. Now we're going to work on our wet ingredients. This is 2 15-ounce cans of pumpkin. Now this isn't pumpkin pie filling, this is just pureed pumpkin. It doesn't have any seasonings or anything in it. That goes in your wet bowl. We need a cup of oil. I'm using canola. It's really up to you what you use.
Just don't use motor oil.
Right? Remember, we're doubling this recipe, folks, because we know it's that good that we want more than 1 loaf.
Yeah, we want 2 loaves.
We need 6 eggs. And this is another place I'm having to change things because I only have 5. But these are really big eggs. So it will be just fine. I know there's going to be somebody that says, well, if I don't want to use eggs, what do I use? You can use applesauce. Our girls are not laying real good right now. They're all molting, which means they're getting rid of their old feathers and growing new ones. And that's what their body's concentrating on doing right now instead of laying eggs.
Well, it's also 121 degrees.
And it's 121 degrees.
Nobody wants to lay eggs.
All right, what else do we need? What else will go into this part? We got our eggs. I think we're going to need our sugar now. Yeah, our white sugar and our brown sugar. So we need...
You're going to give me some sugar?
Right. We need brown sugar and white sugar. And this calls for a lot of sugar. Alright. We need 2 cups of white sugar. You could cut this down
Since we're making 2 loaves, probably
This
don't
is
need to.
1. And this is 2. But you could cut it down even doing 2 loaves. You could cut some of the sugar down where it's not so sweet. If you don't have brown sugar, you probably ain't got molasses either, but you could make it with molasses and white sugar. That's all it is. Just run it through your food processor. Now I need a cup and 1/3 of packed brown sugar. So there's half. By when they say packed, they're wanting it packed into your measuring cup, not all fluffed up. There's 1. And I need 1/3 cup. Let me grab one. I thought I had it. Okay. And 1/3. Alright. Now, I'm going to show you real quick. We're also going to need 2 tablespoons of white sugar and a teaspoon of ground cinnamon for the topping. We're going to mix this up.
That looks like a hot mess.
It's goodness. It's all goodness. I love pumpkin. Do you love pumpkin?
I don't mind pumpkin bread, but just eating pumpkin pie, no.
Oh, I love pumpkin pop Cool Whip and pumpkin bread. I'm pushing fall. But we got a good deal on pumpkin, cans of pumpkin at a discount grocery store, so that's why I'm making it. Alright, and we're going to add your dry ingredients to your wet ingredients, and you're going to mix it gently just until your batter comes together, and then we'll be putting it into loaf pans. I'm going to go ahead and spray my loaf pans so they're ready. I'm not going to mix it all in there at one time.
I think you'd have to use the KitchenAid if you did that.
Yeah, it's when you double something, it's a little harder to stir, and I'm gonna have to switch to a wooden spoon. I can already tell. Thanks. Ignore my messy kitchen. I've been doing freezer meals and have not cleaned up after myself yet. When this is baking in the oven, your whole house is going to smell like fall. It's so nice. We bought a bacon, a cured bacon at a butcher shop, Taylor's Butcher outside of Cape City, Arkansas. And it's maple bacon. It's just cut ends and pieces, but they're good slices. And it smells so nice. The house smells like maple. Your hands smell like maple. I should have been holding the camera and letting you stir.
Oh, you're doing great.
I'm sure.
You're doing fantastic.
Yeah. Arm's tired. But you just want to get it together. When you're doubling a recipe, you want to make sure that you don't have any pockets of flour anywhere. Down in there. Okay. Get it just till it's combined, and you're going to put half your batter into one pan and half in the other, because we doubled this recipe. I could actually, I learned the other day, I could actually do 3 loaves with this recipe. It's swells up that much. And this one pan is an older, it was my grandma's. It's an older loaf pan. But you could do 3 and get 3 regular size loaves of bread. If you want to make these now, you can wrap them in foil after they're baked and cooled. Wrap them in plastic wrap, then wrap them in foil and freeze them. You can make muffins with these, but I don't know what the baking, I know it'd still be $3.50, but I don't know what the baking time is. Okay, this is 2 teaspoons of cinnamon and 4 tablespoons of white sugar. May not take all of it, but you sprinkle it evenly over the top of the bread. This will make like a little crispy glaze.
It's almost, I don't know, it's hard to say, like a cinnamon toast.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
If you have any dry extra when it comes out of the oven, if it doesn't all turn into a glaze, just after it cools, just shake that off into like the trash. It isn't going to hurt anything. You'll have a nice glaze under it. This will bake from 65 to 75 minutes at 350 degrees in a preheated oven. I believe last time both loaves took me the entire hour and 15 minutes. You'll check it at the, when the timer goes off. Check it and make sure that your knife or toothpick, you check it in the middle with it, make sure it comes out clean. Cooking time, 1 hour. I'm gonna do 10 minutes just to make sure. Start. And we'll be back.
And also, when you're making homemade bread or homemade anything in the kitchen, of course you're going to get up now. He's been laying here on the floor this whole time waiting for scraps, just like that one over there is. Now he decides to get up and leave. But you got to have taste testers laying in the floor at your feet. Okay, so we're back out of the oven.
Yep. They took longer than the recipe calls for. This, and it's probably because I did 2 loaves at a time. So if you make it, go ahead and check it at 1 hour and 15 minutes. But this one took 1 hour and 25, and this one took 1 hour and 35. Probably just because there was 2 in there at the same time. Smells really good in my house right now.
And it looks like cinnamon toasts.
Yeah. What I do to check them, I just take a knife, but you can take a toothpick too, and I just stick it into the middle and bring it out, and it shouldn't have any dough sticking to it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so all the little lines in my bread that's what it's from. It makes a nice crunchy topping, and after these get good and cool, that's when you can cut them up.
So you don't want to cut them when they're hot?
It don't cut well. It'll get crumbly and fall apart. So let it cool. If you want to freeze one, let it cool completely, and you can do a half loaf, whatever you want to do. But I freeze them whole. I wrap it in plastic wrap, and then I wrap it in aluminum foil. That's what you do.
All right then, and that is pumpkin bread.
Pumpkin rye bread.
Pumpkin rye
It's
bread.
half rye flour, half white flour.
Gotcha. All right then. Okay, folks, so there you go. Rye pumpkin bread. And it is yummy. And we're going to go. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. We're finally starting to get some rain. Maybe it'll cool off. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.